Hey there, hunters! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a hot topic in the world of hunting, one that every serious hunter should understand: night vision scopes versus thermal imaging. If you're someone who spends their nights out in the wild, trying to get the best shot, this is a must-watch. So, let's imagine you're out there in the woods, the sun has gone down, and it's pitch black, except for the eerie sounds of the night. You know your prey is somewhere around, but you can't see a thing. That's where tech comes in. Now, you've probably heard of both night vision and thermal imaging before, but what's the real difference? What's better for hunting? Which one should you use? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to make an informed decision based on your needs. Scene transition: a split screen showing a hunter with a night vision scope on one side and a hunter with thermal imaging on the other. Narrator: casual, engaging. We've got a lot to unpack today, and we're going to compare these two heavy hitters head to head, but before we get too deep, let's break down the basics. What is night vision? Alright, night vision is a game changer for low-light environments. Basically, it works by capturing ambient light, like from the moon, stars, or even infrared light, and enhancing it to produce a clear image. This gives you the ability to see clearly in total darkness, almost like you're in daylight. Well, sort of. Scene: close-up of night vision scope in action showing a hunter's view of the forest at night. Narrator: if you've ever watched military or police shows, you've seen night vision at work. The greenish hue you see on screen? That's the typical night vision color, and it's known for providing sharp detail and contrast in low-light conditions. But here's the catch: night vision scopes don't work well when there's zero light. What is thermal imaging? Now, on the flip side, we've got thermal imaging. This one is all about heat signatures. It detects heat emitted by objects, like an animal's body heat, and translates that into a visual image. No light? No problem. Thermal scopes can see through complete darkness, fog, smoke, and even dense vegetation. They detect the temperature differences between objects, which is a massive advantage when hunting. Scene: camera zooms into thermal scope view, showing a heat signature of a deer. Narrator: now that we've got the basics, let's break down these technologies in more detail and see how they measure up when it comes to hunting. I'm talking about the pros, the cons, and what sets them apart from one another. Night vision scopes, the pros. Scene: hunter using a night vision scope, clearly able to spot movement in the dark. Narrator: excited. Let's kick things off with night vision scopes. First, the pros. And trust me, these are pretty solid. Clear detail in low light. Night vision works great when there's just enough ambient light, like the glow from the moon or stars. This gives you crisp, detailed images of animals, and it's especially useful for spotting the finer details in the environment like branches, rocks, and trails. Wide availability and affordability. Compared to thermal optics, night vision scopes tend to be more affordable. You can find a good entry-level scope without breaking the bank. Plus, they've been around for decades, so there's a ton of variety out there. Battery life. Night vision scopes tend to have longer battery life than thermal scopes. Since they're not constantly scanning for heat, they draw less power. Great for hunting in clear, low-light conditions. If you're hunting on a night where the moon is bright, and there's some ambient light, night vision will provide a clearer image with great contrast. And for hunters that don't need heat detection, it's a fantastic option. Scene transition: night vision scope malfunctioning in pitch black conditions. Night vision scopes, the cons. Narrator: serious, cautious. But as with anything, there are some downsides to night vision scopes. Limited in complete darkness. Here's the kicker: night vision relies on light. So, when there's absolutely no light, like a cloudy night or dense forest, it can struggle. You'll just be staring into a blank screen. Limited detection range. Night vision is great for short-range spotting, but it's not perfect for long-distance observation. Once you start getting too far, things start to blur out. Lack of heat signatures. Night vision scopes don't detect heat signatures, meaning you won't be able to easily spot animals hidden in thick brush. If you're relying on night vision alone, animals that are cleverly hiding will be much harder to spot. Thermal imaging scopes, the pros. Now, let's talk about thermal imaging. This is where things get exciting. Seen a hunter using a thermal scope, easily spotting a deer in the distance, its heat signature glowing bright. Works in total darkness. Thermal imaging can see through complete darkness, fog, smoke, anything that might obscure your vision. It doesn't need any light at all, so it's always ready to go. This is a huge advantage in situations where visibility is zero. Superior animal detection. Thermal imaging gives you an incredible advantage when it comes to spotting animals, even in thick vegetation. Because animals emit body heat, they show up clearly on a thermal screen, making them much easier to spot than with traditional night vision. Longer detection range. Thermal scopes can detect heat signatures from much further away compared to night vision. So, if you're hunting at longer ranges, thermal imaging will give you a wider field of view. Great for identifying threats. If you're out there on a hunt and you want to ensure that you're not stepping into dangerous territory, thermal imaging is a great tool. It's excellent for identifying movement or animals that might be hidden, even in dense terrain. Thermal imaging scopes, the cons. But as you can guess, there are some trade-offs with thermal imaging too. Narrator, warning tone. Let's get into the downsides. High cost. Thermal imaging is more expensive than night vision. If you're on a budget, this could be a deal breaker. The price for a good thermal scope can be significantly higher, especially the high-end models. Lower detail and resolution. Thermal scopes don't give you the same level of detail as night vision. While you can easily spot heat signatures, you won't be able to see the fine details, like the color of an animal or its specific features. It's more like a silhouette. Battery life. Thermal scopes consume a lot more power because they're constantly detecting heat signatures. So, you'll need to keep a spare battery handy when using thermal optics for long hunts. Which is better for hunting? So, let's get down to the question you've been asking all along. Which is better for hunting, night vision or thermal imaging? Well, it depends on a couple of things. Your environment. If you're hunting in low light but not pitch-black conditions, a night vision scope may be perfect. It's cheaper, gives you better detail, and you can easily spot animals in clear, low-light conditions. Hunting in total darkness or harsh conditions. If you're hunting in dense brush, deep woods, or situations where it's totally dark, thermal imaging is the way to go. Thermal optics will allow you to spot animals even if they're hidden from your sight, and you don't need any light at all. It's invaluable for nighttime predators and long-range hunts. Scene transition, split screen with night vision and thermal imaging being used side by side. Final thoughts. Both technologies have their time and place, so don't be afraid to use them together for the ultimate advantage. Thermal is great for locating and identifying animals, while night vision will give you the finer details. Combine them, and you'll be unstoppable. What do you think? Are you leaning towards night vision or thermal imaging for your next hunt? Drop a comment below and let me know what works best for you. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow hunters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and happy hunting.